Imagine a world without birds. No sound in the forests, no wings in the sky, only silence. Right now, somewhere deep inside Earth's last untouched jungles, some of the rarest birds on the planet are fighting to survive. Birds so rare that only a few are left alive. Some hide in dark rainforests, some fly above deadly mountains, and some have already disappeared from the wild forever. But the most shocking part is, their biggest enemy is not nature, it's humans. Today, we will enter the hidden world of Earth's rarest birds, from the mysterious kiwi to the legendary Spix's macaw, and giant birds that look like creatures from another age. This is not just a story about birds. This is a story of extinction, survival, and the last fight to save nature's most beautiful creations. So sit back and enter the forgotten world of the rarest birds on Earth. Spix's macaw is one of the rarest and most beautiful parrots on Earth. Its bright blue feathers make it look almost unreal, like a bird created from the sky itself. With its elegant long tail and smooth blue body, this parrot became famous around the world for both its beauty and its tragic story. This rare bird originally lived in the dry forests of Brazil. It preferred areas near rivers filled with tall trees where it could build nests and find food. Spix's macaw mainly eats seeds, nuts, fruits, and berries. Like many parrots, it is highly intelligent and can recognize sounds and voices very well. For years, illegal wildlife traders captured these birds because collectors were willing to pay huge amounts of money for them. At the same time, forests in Brazil were being destroyed, leaving the birds with almost nowhere to live. Slowly, the population collapsed. Eventually, the species disappeared completely from the wild. For a period of time, the only remaining Spix's macaws on Earth were living in captivity. It became one of the world's most famous examples of how human activity can push a species to extinction. Scientists and conservation groups later started massive breeding programs to save the bird. Carefully protected breeding centers helped increase the population. Today, some Spix's macaws are finally being reintroduced back into nature. This bird is now a global symbol of conservation and hope. Its story reminds people that even when a species is almost lost forever, dedicated efforts can still bring it back from the edge of extinction. The California condor is one of the largest flying birds in the world and the biggest flying bird in North America. Its massive wingspan can stretch nearly 10 feet across, making it look like a giant shadow moving through the sky. This incredible bird lives mainly in the mountains and rocky regions of the United States, especially in California, Arizona, and nearby areas. Condors prefer cliffs and open landscapes where they can soar for hours using warm air currents without flapping their wings much. Unlike eagles, California condors do not hunt live animals. They are scavengers, meaning they feed on dead animals. This role is extremely important because they help clean the environment and prevent disease from spreading. During the 20th century, the species nearly disappeared forever. Hunting, habitat destruction, and especially lead poisoning became major threats. Condors often ate dead animals that contained lead bullet fragments, which poisoned them slowly. At one point, only 27 California condors were left alive in the entire world. Scientists made the difficult decision to capture every remaining bird and begin a rescue breeding program. It became one of the largest wildlife recovery efforts in history. Thanks to decades of conservation work, the population has increased, and some condors now fly freely again in the wild. However, they are still critically endangered and continue to be closely monitored by wildlife experts. The California condor is now seen as a symbol of survival, proving that humans can still reverse the northern bald ibis is one of the strangest looking birds in the world. Instead of destroy its featherless red face, curved beak, and shiny black feathers give an almost prehistoric appearance. Many people describe it as mysterious and unusual compared to most birds. Long ago, this species could be found across parts of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Today, only a small number remain in the wild due to hunting, pollution, and habitat destruction. Northern bald ibises are migratory birds, meaning they travel long distances every year. They often fly in V-shaped formations to conserve energy during migration. Their strong social behavior helps the flock survive difficult journeys. These birds usually nest on cliffs and rocky mountainsides. They feed on insects, lizards, frogs, and other small creatures found on the ground. Their long, curved beaks help them search for food in soil and grasslands. One of the most fascinating parts of their conservation story is how scientists are teaching young birds migration routes using ultralight aircraft. Human caretakers sometimes guide flocks through the sky, so the birds can learn where to travel safely. The kiwi is one of the most species of birds in the world, and conservation programs have slowly increased its numbers. Unlike most birds, the northern bald ibis is now tiny wings hidden beneath soft brown recovery projects that look more like fur than feathers. Its survival shows how science, patience, meaning they are active mostly at night, can help save during the day. The rarest species they hide inside burrows or dense vegetation. The resplendent quetzal is often called one of the most beautiful birds on Earth. They come out to search for food. Its glowing green one of the kiwi's most bright red features is make it look almost magical. Unlike male quetzal, also the nostrils are located at the very tip of the beak that flow behind them. This gives a kiwi an incredible sense of smell. This bird lives mainly in the cloud forest and underground creatures hidden beneath the soil. Especially in countries like Guatemala, forests, grasslands, and coastal regions. These forests are cool, they move slowly, but are surprisingly strong, creating the perfect environment for quetzal. They're also known for laying one of the largest eggs relative to body size of any bird species on Earth. The quetzal symbolize freedom, eggs, spirituality, almost 20% of the female's body weight. Its feathers were so valuable that kings and rulers used them in ceremonial declining because of predators introduced by humans. Quetzal mostly eat fruits, including dogs, small frogs, and lizards. These animals often high in the forest canopy and usually build nests inside conservation groups in New Zealand. They're working hard to protect these birds by creating predator-free adding to their mysterious reputation. Carefully monitoring wild populations. Cloud forests are disappearing. The kiwi is much more than a bird and climate change. It represents the identity, as the forest shrink, and natural heritage. The quetzal loses its nesting areas and food sources. Today, the resplendent quetzal is an important symbol of wildlife conservation in Central America. Bird watchers and photographers from around the world travel to these forests, hoping to catch a glimpse of this rare and legendary bird. The northern bald ibis is one of the strangest-looking birds in the world. Its featherless red face, curved beak, and shiny black feathers give an almost prehistoric appearance. Many people describe it as mysterious and unusual compared to most birds. Long ago, this species could be found across parts of Europe, North Africa, and the Middle East. Today, only a small number remain in the wild due to hunting, pollution, and habitat destruction. Northern bald ibises are migratory birds, meaning they travel long distances every year. They often fly in V-shaped formations to conserve energy during migration. Their strong social behavior helps the flock survive difficult journeys. These birds usually nest on cliffs and rocky mountainsides. They feed on insects, lizards, frogs, and other small creatures found on the ground. Their long, curved beaks help them search for food in soil and grasslands. One of the most fascinating parts of their conservation story is how scientists are teaching young birds migration routes using ultralight aircraft. Human caretakers sometimes guide flocks through the sky, so the birds can learn where to travel safely. Although the species is still endangered, conservation programs have slowly increased its numbers. The northern bald ibis is now considered one of the most important bird recovery projects in Europe. Its survival shows how science, patience, and human dedication can help save even the rarest species from disappearing forever. The resplendent quetzal is often called one of the most beautiful birds on Earth. Its glowing green feathers and bright red chest make it look almost magical. Male quetzal also have extremely long tail feathers that flow behind them while flying through the forest. This bird lives mainly in the cloud forests of Central America, especially in countries like Guatemala and Costa Rica. These forests are cool, wet, and filled with thick fog, creating the perfect environment for quetzal. Ancient Mayan and Aztec civilizations considered this bird sacred. The quetzal symbolized freedom, spirituality, and power. Its feathers were so valuable that kings and rulers used them in ceremonial clothing and crowns. Quetzal mostly eat fruits, insects, small frogs, and lizards. They prefer living high in the forest canopy and usually build nests inside holes in old trees. Their soft calls echo through the misty forests, adding to their mysterious reputation. Unfortunately, cloud forests are disappearing because of deforestation and climate change. As the forests shrink, The quetzal loses its nesting areas and food sources. Today, the resplendent quetzal is an important symbol of wildlife conservation in Central America. Bird watchers and photographers from around the world travel to these forests, hoping to catch a glimpse of this rare and legendary bird. Tonight, you witness some of the rarest birds left on Earth. Creatures so beautiful, so mysterious, that many people will never see them in real life. But this is only the beginning, because hidden deep inside the world's darkest forests, isolated islands, and forgotten mountains, there are still more birds waiting to be discovered. Birds that can disappear forever before humanity even understands them. And in the next part, we will uncover even stranger creatures of the sky. From birds that hunt like dinosaurs to species so rare that scientists believe they were already extinct. So if you want to enter deeper into the hidden world of nature, make sure you don't miss part 2, because Earth is hiding secrets far more terrifying and far more beautiful than we ever imagined